Hey guys, it's Brew Dude Mike here. Tonight I've been doing some brewery chores out in the garage. I've been cleaning up some kegs. See the kegs down there? All broken down. I got all the poppets out and the posts off. Cleaned out the dip tube, so kind of like a spring cleaning. And the reason for that is behind me. I've got two beers, a little session lager and American blonde ale, ready to go in kegs. You can also see I've even got some grain back there for my next batch. I'm going to make a little ordinary bitter. So, but that's not what I wanted to show you tonight on video. Tonight I have a project I'm going to try to get done in one night. Let me take the camera and I'll show you what I'm doing. So there's my old kegerator. You know that the kegerator kind of kicked the bucket last summer when it got super hot. So I got to get that chest freezer out of here. I've had it for a long time. It's in some pretty rough shape, I guess. Looks kind of dirty on the bottom there and stuff, but it's time to get rid of that. So my plan tonight, I'm going to attempt to get that drip tray and the faucets off of there, and then get them mounted on this guy, on this upright fridge that I have. I've been using this through the winter and late last summer with the kegs in it, and I've been pouring with picnic faucets, Cobra taps. That gets a little bit old, so it's time to reinvest and get those taps from the old kegerator transferred to the new kegerator. There's going to be some challenges here with this project. Let me show you inside. I don't really want to gut the whole inner door, but as you can see, I've got to kind of work around those two. I've got to work around this rib that's right in the middle here. I want to try to get 3 taps on this side and then straddle and get the 4th tap on that side. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether or not I can get the lock nuts, the washers in the back, if there's enough room to kind of straddle that point there. So I'm going to pull out the little dairy thing. I'm going to pull out that little shelf with the thermometer on it. I'm going to try to keep it so I can keep that lower shelf and maybe drop that short shelf down a few notches too, so I can still have some shelf space. So that's the plan. I'll shoot some little video clips as I progress along, but not for now. The first thing I got to do is get that drip tray off of there and take those handles off of there. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, step 1 complete. I've got the drip tray off of there and all the hardware out. It's a little bit nasty. I still have some old beer in the beer lines, but I pulled those out, just dropped them in this little bin. Here's my drip tray. So the deal is going to be to get this drip tray mounted on the door. I'm restricted by the spacing that I've already drilled into that stainless steel drip tray. So that's got to be the spacing between each one of my 4 faucets. So my plan so far, what I've done is I looked inside here again, and I figured out that I decided that if I just start where I put that little X, I'm going to drill a pilot hole there to come through the other side, bore my first big hole for the tap, then put the drip tray on the outside and use that as a template to get taps 2, 3, and 4 right here. I've already dropped this little tray down. I didn't even touch this tray yet. Shouldn't even be in the way. So I had to check my height here too. The distance from the top here down to here has to match the distance on the drip tray, otherwise it would be sticking up and I wouldn't be able to open the freezer door. So that's good. The tap handles also won't be too high, so I'll still be able to open the freezer with that installed. And the other thing I needed to make sure is that the level of this, where the tubings would be coming out, and all the shanks is not hitting this part of the fridge when I close it. So far, so good. Here it is. So I drilled from the inside a pilot hole all the way through the outside. Then from the outside, using a boring bit, I knocked out that first hole. Then I clamped my drip tray to use as a template up there, and I drew the 4 holes. So it's going really well so far. I'm going to drill out the next 4 holes and try to get the drip tray up there. Then I'll show you the inside. There we go. All done. Drip tray on. I even mounted the other 2 faucets which I had on my portable kegerator. All 4 faucets are on there. They need to be tightened up a little bit, but faucets are on. Let me show you the inside. Here's the back of the shanks. You can see how I managed to bridge that gap there. I have plenty of room between those two. What I did is I obviously marked that one first with the washer, putting it as close to the rib as I could. Gave me plenty of room when I put the drip tray on as a template to line up the other four. Just drilled right through, no problem. This fridge is cool. The actual inside that door is actually foam core. I've done this before on an older fridge, and the inside was actually like fiberglass insulation, so this is probably more insulated. I might have to take those washers off, and I might pack a little foam or some maybe spray foam in there just to insulate them. We'll see how it goes when it starts getting warmer out, but I might lose some air between the holes because the holes that I drilled are bigger than the shanks themselves. So let me just show you one last thing here. So this is the bit that I used to drill the holes. It's about a 1-inch coring bit. You can see all the insulation jammed in there. So drilling through the metal door is the hardest part. And then once you get through that, it's a piece of cake. So next step is to plumb these things up and start pouring beer.